The MacGregor Gambit, the stolen black armored SUV, Sledge's own vehicle, roared to a silent halt precisely at midnight beneath the massive skeletal legs of the MacGregor Park water tower. The tower loomed over the deserted green like a steel sentinel, marking the boundary between the quiet university grounds of TSU and the deeper, older parts of the Third Ward. Zia killed the engine. The resulting silence was more deafening than the engine's roar. Right on time, Sledge's voice cut through the darkness. He emerged from the shadows near the basketball courts, flanked by 3 heavy, silent men. He wasn't wearing a suit. He wore black tactical gear, signaling that the pretense of negotiation was over. This was a cleanup. Sledge walked with unnerving calm, his demeanor that of a man executing a long-overdue chore. Zia stepped out of the SUV, her heart a cold, hard knot in her chest. She held nothing but the thin leather-bound ledger, presenting it like a peace offering or a sacrifice. "Where is it, Zia?" Sledge asked, stopping 20 feet away. "The rest of it, the tapes, the files, the full archive. And where is Malik?" Zia swallowed, the raw memory of the wrench slamming into Ghost's skull giving her a jolt of fierce, unforgiving strength. "You know where they are, back in Sunnyside, too far away for you to retrieve before dawn." "A distraction," Sledge acknowledged, his eyes narrowed, calculating. "Clever, but irrelevant. You have the ledger. You have the access codes in your head, and you, Zia, are the only person who knows where Deacon hid the key. We have your sister. That makes you our key." He made a sharp motion, and one of his men stepped forward, holding a high-end satellite phone. "You have 30 seconds to tell me where the tapes are, or I make a call. Your sister disappears into a place even the mayor can't touch. We rebuild the archive, and you and Malik become a ghost story told in the Third Ward." Zia's eyes welled, not with tears of fear, but of absolute, blinding fury. "I told you what I'll do. I'll release the names. The shame will be biblical. You lose everything, Sledge, including the foundation that built you." Sledge laughed, a short, humorless sound. "Release what? You have a piece of paper, Zia. No media outlet is touching an unsourced document handed over by a known associate of a dead criminal. This is still an analog war, honey. You brought a pen to a gunfight." That was Malik's cue. From the high, shadowed scaffolding of the water tower, a light flickered, the small, powerful LED on Malik's burner rig. "You're wrong, Sledge," Malik's voice cut in, digitized and amplified by a low-power Bluetooth speaker hidden near the base of the tower. "We brought the film reel, and we just pushed play." Sledge froze, his head snapping toward the sound, his men spinning around, guns raised into the air. "Midnight passed 5 minutes ago, Sledge, and 5 minutes ago, a heavily encrypted clip hit the dark web, tagged with the name Councilman T and the location Hobby Lobby." Malik continued, his voice calm, professional, and terrifyingly detached. "That clip, 90 seconds of pure, unadulterated coercion and psychological restraint, is now propagating across every anonymous message board from Houston to Brussels. We sent the metadata, Sledge. We sent the threat, and we proved we have the means to release the rest." Malik emerged from the shadows of the tower's base, walking slowly, the burner laptop held in front of him like a shield. On the screen, a chilling, looping message glowed in green text. "Archive watchdog active. Auto-release sequence initiated." "The rest of the tapes," Malik explained, holding up the camcorder containing the analog evidence, "are safe. If I don't check in every 2 hours, Sledge, the remaining 3 hours of footage, labeled Judge S and Pastor J, will be dropped to the New York Times, the Washington Post, and every foreign intelligence service looking for leverage on Houston's elite. You can't stop the spread. Only I can cancel the timer." Sledge stared at them, his eyes darting between Zia, who held the physical ledger, and Malik, who held the digital kill switch. Zia's controversial gamble had worked. They had weaponized the fear of the information's release, not the release itself. "You touch the girl, and the clock stops. The footage drops," Malik stated, his voice devoid of emotion. "You touch her sister, and the clock stops. The footage drops. You let us walk, and the archive stays quiet. The auto-release sequence is canceled, and we disappear." The psychological tension in that small patch of MacGregor Park was thicker than any fog from the Gulf. Sledge had been prepared for a fight, a capture, a negotiation. He had not been prepared for mutually assured destruction. Sledge signaled his men, who slowly lowered their weapons. He didn't blink. He just stared at the two young people who had just dismantled his entire operation with a VHS tape and a coding rig. "You won this round," Sledge finally admitted, his voice a low growl of pure menace. "But you're still carrying a murder. Deacon's people will handle that, regardless of the Foundation. And the Foundation will wait. You can't hide forever, Zia." "We just did," Zia stated, a chilling calm washing over her. She dropped the ledger onto the ground. "This is yours. Use it to keep your friends quiet for now. It's the price of our silence." Zia and Malik walked away from the MacGregor Park water tower, leaving Sledge standing alone with his retrieved, yet utterly compromised, paper evidence. They didn't look back at the black SUV or the shadowy figures. They just walked into the quiet night, two survivors who had chosen an impossibly controversial path toward justice. They were free, but they knew the game wasn't over. It was only just beginning, and they had just made enemies of everyone in Houston's high places. That concludes Part 7, where Zia and Malik successfully neutralized Sledge's immediate threat by combining the analog leverage, the tape camcorder, and the digital fear, the encrypted upload/timer. The MacGregor Park setting gave us the perfect canvas for that final standoff. Where do you want to take the story next? The fallout will be immense. The next installment could focus on life on the run, the heights, Zia and Malik trying to build a new life with the constant threat of Sledge and Deacon's other associates hanging over them. The political response, downtown, focusing on Councilman T's desperate moves to contain the crisis, using his political power to hunt them down legally. The archive retrieval Sunnyside, returning to find the hidden tapes, only to discover the location has been compromised by a new, unforeseen player.